Hi everyone, I'm Eli Sparks. Glad to be back with you again for another story time. You know, right now we're keenly aware of how connected we are throughout the world. And I think it's something we should try to remember throughout the year and through our lives, and celebrate that connectedness through food. You may have seen our last Food Matters digital lesson, where we highlighted the diversity and richness of culture in India, especially focusing on how plant-based proteins are included in Indian cuisine. Today, I'd like to read you this story. Elephant Dance by Theresa Heinee and Sheila Moxley. When grandfather came from India, it was cold. Anjali knitted him a red woolly scarf, and Ravi bought fleecy slippers for his feet. "Is it hot in India, grandfather?" asked Ravi. "Yes, indeed, Ravi," said grandfather. "The sun is a most fierce fellow, hotter than 100 cooking fires. At dawn, he rolls into the sky like a fiery ball. Then he uncurls, and he is a ferocious tiger." For dinner, he eats red chilies. He is so very hot and thirsty, he growls and roars all day. In the evening, when the stars begin to shine along the Milky Way, he drinks a bowl of coconut milk, and then he falls asleep. Grandfather brought presents for everyone. A blue sari for Mom, a sandalwood box for Dad, silver bangles for Anjali, and a red and gold kite for Ravi. Grandfather and Ravi took the kite to the park. "Grandfather," said Ravi, "what is the wind like in India?" There they are, making their way to fly the kite. "When she blows from the western desert lands, Ravi, she is strong. Like a wild horse, she stamps and snorts. She snatches the children's kites and storms away with them, beyond the hills and over the ocean. Sometimes the wind is a gentle one. Then she pit-pats through the trees, hushing the leaves to sleep." Here we see the wild horse representing the wind in India. "And what is the rain like?" asked Ravi, as they sheltered under the trees. "The monsoon rain is like a curtain, silver like Anjali's bangles. It cascades like a waterfall from the sky, making many mirrors on the ground. Raindrops scurry to and fro like little silver fish. When the sun and rain meet, they make a rainbow, stretching over the sky." And I love how the author spells stretching here, to really show the meaning of the word, to give us that feeling of the rainbow stretching far across the sky. "It is the same as the rainbows I see here," said Ravi. "A rainbow in India, Ravi Beta, is 7 silk saris hung across the sky to dry. Red as the watermelon, orange as lentils." We talked about lentils this week. "Yellow as saffron, green as the parakeet, blue as the kingfisher, indigo as the deep ocean, violet as the storm sky before the thunder growls." Look at that beautiful rainbow. Now I want to see, can anyone figure out what a kingfisher is? See if you can find that out. You can ask a grown-up to help you. Do some research. Ravi took grandfather shopping in the market. They bought ghee and ginger, fish and lentils, yogurt and cucumber, and a bamboo flute for Ravi. "Is there snow in India, grandfather?" said Ravi. "Yes, Ravi. High in the north, there are Himalayan mountains. The snow on their tops is a giant ice cream, very cold and white, melting on your tongue. It keeps the mountaintops cool when the tiger sun roars at midday." We talked a bit about the Himalayan mountains in our Food Matters digital lesson, and about the diversity in India, not only among people, but in geography too. It was supper time, and soon the kitchen was full of delicious smells. Mom and Anjali cooked the dal in a pan with cloves and cardamom. They fried the fish and onion in ghee until they were golden. Dad ground turmeric, coriander, and cumin and mixed them with the fish and the yogurt. Does anyone remember the name of that combination of spices we talked about? Curry. That's right, they're making their own curry for this recipe. Anjali fetched the rice and Ravi set the table. Then they sat down to eat. "Grandfather," said Ravi, "are you very old?" "Hush now, Ravi," said Mom. But grandfather laughed. "Yes, Ravi Beta. As you see, I am old and brown like garden soil, and wrinkled as a walnut. My teeth are not many, and I cannot chew so well, but I manage with what I have." Grandfather has a good sense of humor. "Have you ever seen an elephant, grandfather?" said Anjali. "Indeed, I have," said grandfather. "When I was a child, like you and Ravi, I saw elephants walk in a procession on the feast of Diwali. They wore silk howdahs, blue as the royal peacock. Princes rode their backs. The hot streets teemed with people, and everywhere were flowers, garlands of sweet jasmine and morning glory, hibiscus blossoms, cream and red and yellow, which we tucked behind our ears. We ate sticky sweets of coconut and almonds, and lit fireworks in the street. We heard the chimes and bells and gongs, the beating of many drums." That looks like a lot of fun. I don't know about you, but I would love to be part of a party like this, a procession or parade like this. Ravi took out his flute and blew into it. "This is my elephant dance, grandfather." Grandfather smiled. "That is a most fine elephant dance. You must practice very much, and maybe one day an elephant will dance for you." I love how the illustrator shows how as Ravi closes his eyes and begins to use his imagination to create this elephant dance song, he starts to imagine himself in India, picturing these images that his grandfather has told him about. After supper, Anjali got out her paints and pens, and she and Ravi and grandfather drew a map. "The shape of India," said grandfather, "is the ear of an elephant." They drew in tigers and peacocks and crocodiles, elephants, snakes, and monkeys. They colored in the great river Ganges and the ice cream peaks of the Himalayas. They painted the western deserts, the elephant forests of the east, and the great tiger sun of the south. Again, in our most recent Food Matters lesson, we talked about the diversity in environment and geography in India. And I love how grandfather points out that the shape of India is the ear of an elephant. Asian elephants, which can be found in India, have ears that shape. But if you went to Africa and saw elephants there, they have ears the shape of that continent, the shape of Africa. So it's a kind of a cool way to identify what kind of elephants we're looking at. "Grandfather," said Ravi as he got ready for bed, "do you love me?" Grandfather put his arms around Ravi. "Ravi beta, you are as warm as a newborn kid, as soft as the frangipani blossom, as sweet as the juice of a mango, and I love you very much. Now it is time for sleeping." Ravi slept and dreamed of a deep green forest where moonlight fell in a silver stream. In the night grass, a great gray shape swayed its head and moved its large feet. Ravi raised his flute to his lips, and as he played, he saw the elephant dancing a silent dance. The end. And if you're able to, if you know how to read music, or maybe someone at home with you can help you know how to do this, you can try using a flute or a recorder and try playing Ravi's elephant dance. I hope you enjoyed Elephant Dance, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.